After over 300 deaths following days of bloodshed in the predominantly Druze area, Israel and Syria have agreed to a ceasefire. The ceasefire was announced on Friday by the U.S. envoy to Turkey, Tom Barrack. In a post on X, Barrack called upon Jews, Batanis and Sunnis to put down their weapons and together with other minorities build a new and united Syrian identity. Earlier on Friday, an Israeli official said Israel agreed to allow Syrian forces limited access to the Sweda area of southern Syria for the next 48 hours. But the Syrian presidency also said that late on Friday that authorities would deploy a force in the south dedicated to ending the clashes in coordination with political and security measures to restore stability and prevent the return of violence. Well, Syria's Sweda province had been engulfed by nearly a week of violence triggered by clashes between Bedouin fighters and Jews factions. Israel, which launched airstrikes in Damascus and hit government forces in the south, demanded the withdrawal of Syrian troopers from the Sweda or warned the Syrian government of stern response if Jewish citizens come under attack. On Friday, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu warned Syria against attacks on Jews, stating that Israel would not allow Syrian forces to enter beyond south of Damascus. While describing Syria's new rulers as barely disguised jihadis, Israel has vowed to shield the area's Jewish community from attack. Well, encouraged by calls from Israel's own Jews minority, Syrian leader Ahmed al-Shara, who has worked to establish warmer ties with the U.S., accused Israel of trying to fracture Syria and promised to protect its Jews minority. Well, the Syrian Network for Human Rights said it had documented 321 deaths in fighting since Sunday, among them medical personnel, women and children. It said they included field executions by all sides. Well, Syria's Minister for Emergencies said more than 500 wounded had been treated and hundreds of families had been evacuated out of the city. Meanwhile, the Assistant Secretary General for Middle East, Asia and the Pacific, Khalid Khairi, condemned the Israeli actions in Syria before the United Nations Security Council, saying it undermines the peace and stability in the region.
The Secretary General's unequivocal condemnation of all violence against civilians, including all acts that fan the flames of sectarian tensions and rob the people of Syria of their opportunity for peace and reconciliation after 14 years of brutal conflict. Citing the violation against the Druze community and pledging to protect them, between 12 and 16 July, Israel resumed and intensified its airstrikes on Syrian territory. In this respect, I echo the Secretary General's condemnation of Israel's escalatory airstrikes, including on Sweda, Daraa, and in the center of the capital, Damascus. The strikes targeted the Damascus authorities' forces and official buildings, including the Ministry of Defense and the vicinity of the Presidential Palace, as well as the Maze military airport. In addition to violating Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity, Israel's actions undermine efforts to build a new Syria at peace with itself and the region and further destabilize Syria at a sensitive time. It is essential that both Israel and Syria uphold the terms of 1974 disengagement of forces agreement to preserve the ceasefire between both parties and refrain from any action that will further undermine it and the stability on the Golan.